What is up, everybody? This is Voth, and in this video I'm going to be discussing how to counter onagers. Now, as you surf around the internets, and inevitably you're going to run into somebody who's complaining that onagers are OP, that the AI's use of them is too prevalent, or then there's the historical question, should the Huns be carrying around 2 large onagers? And honestly, if you know how to counter onagers, it's all moot. I myself would rather see 2 large onagers than 2 more chosen Uar warriors on the battlefield, because those guys are the real threat. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, in this section we are going to discuss what not to do. For the purposes of this demonstration, I've brought the Eastern Roman Empire because they are a very popular campaign choice, and I have brought an army that's tier 2 units that could easily be fielded by the time the Huns start bringing their heavy onagers around turn 100 when Attila goes live. For the enemy army, I have brought the Huns and built roughly the army you will see around turn 100, with the exception that I've added 4 onagers instead of 2 to accentuate the demonstration. Now, what not to do is tightly packed, dense formations. While they're more defensible, they are just target practice for onagers. You're going to get shredded. Now, one of the primary instinct an individual has when faced with superior firepower is to close the gap as quick as possible so that they would minimize their casualties. However, this has the opposite effect when dealing with onagers. You can see these densely packed lines just eating tons of fire. The balls that they're firing, the rocks, they roll through the lines, hitting multiple stacks. And if they switch, when they switch to fire, it just gets worse. The explosions will shred the army. Now, as you're getting torn apart, you're also using your fatigue. You see these guys are in yellow now. By the time they get across the battlefield, they will be in orange. Just like Pickett's charge, it's not a good idea to charge through whatever this crap is, artillery fire. It's deadly. Alright, we're fatigued still in yellow. People are taking tons of casualties all across the board. They're even hitting the general now. These shots that land right here in the middle are just deadly. Look how much they've whittled down some of these units. Look at that disarray. Where are those guys going? The cavalry's eating it now. Death and destruction. So let's go ahead and finish up this gap, because we don't want to sit there and take fire. We're just going to charge right across. The AI has this crap out there. You're rarely going to see that on the battlefield, but sometimes you might. And now we have some guys getting into the orange fatigue. So by the time you get to the Huns, you've eaten a ton of fire, taken a ton of casualties, and you're tired. It's just a death sentence. You do not want to do this. Alright, in this section we are going to discuss what you should do. I'm going to set my army up in roughly the same way. I like to set up a screen of spears to prevent cavalry from charging my main line. Back them up with some kind of skirmishers. Get my cavalry on the flanks. So I have a secure flank, general in the back. And where's their army? Alright, here it is. Shush. Alright, now I'm going to move into the extremes of their range of fire and the lowest profile I can present to the onagers. Spears have the lowest profile because they have the closest stance with the least amount of variation, so they create a very, very thin spaghetti line. And as you can see, these onagers are missing them terribly because onagers have a big zone of fire. And if you have a very thin spaghetti line, they're less likely to hit you, reducing your casualties by quite a bit. Now you can also attempt to strafe out of the fire as it comes in. See, I can see the fire coming in, and I'm just going to try to strafe out of it. Caught a little bit on the end, but it could have been a lot worse. And also just keeping moving in general sort of throws their onagers off. And also take note of my army way back there. You don't want to get your main army too far forward because things will roll back into them, and that would defeat the purpose of what we're doing here. They're just unloading crap tons of ammo and doing a whole lot of nothing really. Okay, I've got all the onagers in it now. And because I'm moving forward, they're overshotting me. If I had a large army traveling with me, the overshots would be going into my units behind me and they would be taking tons of casualties. But because it's a single spaghetti line of spears, it's doing a whole lot of nothing. Let's speed this up to expedite this demonstration because it's taking forever. Because the purpose of this, I'm just going to let them shoot because they're missing like hell. The purpose of this whole thing is to run their ammo out. And as you can see, this guy's almost out. This guy has the most because he's furthest in the back. Started shooting last. The unit hasn't even routed. Sure, it's wavering, but that's one unit. And if you've ever, see these guys are out of ammo. If you've ever attacked onager crews, they die pretty much instantly to a charge from anything. And now if you notice, the balance of power that was in their favor is now vastly different. Well, not vastly, but we're even now. And this will be an easy fight because they are down 4 units. Those onagers are utterly useless. And now the army can safely advance across the field without being shredded by explosive fire. Alright, now here is the after battle readout. I ended the battle as soon as the onagers ran out of ammo. Here we have 18 kills, 16 kills, 43 kills, and 18 kills. These very large, very overpriced, huge upkeep machines that slow your army down have failed to rout a single unit. So, as I said earlier, if you know how to counter the onagers, they are moot. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe because I plan on creating more videos in the future that follow along this same vein. I also have a Let's Play in the works, so I'm really excited about that. And thanks for watching, guys.